Welcome once again in the class of topology and on the topic compactness. So we are moving on to the next theorems. The next theorem what I am going to take today, the first one is, write down the theorem first and then we will move on to the proof. The theorem states that continuous image of a compact space is compact. So this is the first theorem what we are going to take today, and the proof is very easy. Let X top be a compact topological space, and let f from x to y be a continuous function. What we have to prove that x is compact is given, we have to show that its image, that means f of x is compact. We are to show that image f of x is compact. To show that fx is compact, what we have to do? We have to start by taking an arbitrary open cover of fx, and then we will try to find a finite subcover of that open cover. And if we will be able to find that finite subcover, that will make the image fx a compact set. So I'm going to start the proof by taking an arbitrary open cover of fx, and then I'll find a finite subcover of that open cover. Let C containing G alpha, where alpha belongs to a particular family lambda, be an open cover of fx. So since it is an open cover of fx, we can say that fx is equal to union of all these g alphas, alpha belongs to lambda. If fx is this, by taking f inverse both sides, we can have x is equal to f inverse of union of g alpha, alpha belonging to lambda. Further, this f inverse union of g alpha can be written as union alpha belonging to lambda f inverse g alpha. So x is equal to union of all these sets, and since f is a continuous function and g alpha is open, we know that inverse image of an open set under a continuous function is also open. So that means f inverse g alpha is open. So that means these are open sets such that their union is covering x. So that means the collection of these open sets will form an open cover of x. So this means C star, collection of all these sets f inverse g alpha, where alpha belongs to that particular family lambda, is an open cover of x. This is an open cover of x, but x is given to be compact. So if x is compact, that means by definition of compactness, every open cover of x must have a finite subcover, and C star is also an open cover of x, so it must have a finite subcover. So therefore there exists a finite subcover C1 star, you can say, and members will be from this set. So these are f inverse g alpha. In the finite subcover, you can name these as f inverse g alpha 1, f inverse g alpha 2, and so on. F inverse G alpha n. So there exists a finite subcover C1 star of this open cover C star. C star was open cover of X, and here we are having a finite subcover of C star. So that means union of these members will also cover X. So you can say that X is equal to union of F inverse G alpha i's, I vary from 1 to n, and this union you can write it as F inverse union I vary from 1 to n G alpha I. You can write it like this, and taking F on both sides you get F of X is equal to union of G alpha I vary from 1 to n. That means G alpha 1, G alpha 2 and so on up to G alpha n, they cover the whole image set Fx, and these are the members from the open cover C. And now the finite number of members of C are covering Fx. That means we have obtained a finite subcover of C. So I'm going to write it now. So this means C1 is equal to G alpha 1, G alpha 2 and so on. G alpha n is a finite subcover of C. So in the starting we have taken an arbitrary open cover C of Fx, and now we have obtained a finite subcover of C. That means every open cover of Fx is having a finite subcover, and that makes the image set Fx a compact set. So we have proved that continuous image of a compact set is always compact. So I'm moving on to the next theorem, which is very much similar. The only thing here we are having that continuous image of every compact space is compact, and now we are having continuous image of every compact set is compact. So next theorem is very much similar. Continuous image of every compact set is compact. Earlier we were having the whole space X to be compact, and now we are having a compact subset of topological space X top, and then we will show that its continuous image is also a compact set. So proof is once again on the same lines. Let X top be a topological space, and let A subset of X be a compact set, or you can say subset of X. So here we are having a compact set. The whole space need not be compact. We are just having a compact subset of the topological space X, and now we have to show that its continuous image is also compact. Let F from X to Y be a continuous function. We are to show that, we are to prove that F of A is compact. So the proof will be on the same lines. What we will do, we will have an arbitrary open cover of A, and then we will try to find a finite subcover of that arbitrary open cover, and that will make the set F of A a compact set. So let C is equal to G alpha, alpha belonging to lambda, be an open cover, arbitrary open cover, an arbitrary open cover of A. f of A, because we have to show that FA is compact. So we will take an arbitrary open cover of FA, and then we will try to find its finite subcover. So here f of A is a subset of union of G alpha alpha belonging to lambda. We know that A is a subset of F inverse of f of A. This is well known to us from our knowledge of set theory and functions. And this FA is a subset of union of this, so F inverse of FA will be a subset of F inverse of union of G alpha alpha belonging to lambda. And you can write it also as union alpha belonging to lambda F inverse G alpha. Now G alpha was an open set and F is a continuous function, and we know that inverse image of an open set under a continuous function is also open, so that means F inverse G alpha is open, and their union is covering A. So that means this collection F inverse G alpha alpha belonging to lambda, this collection, let it be C star. So this C star is an open cover of A. This is an open cover of A, but A is given to be compact, and we know that for a compact set, every open cover of it must have a finite subcover. So C star is also an open cover of this compact set A. That means it must have a finite subcover. So there exists a finite subcover, C1 star you can say. So therefore there exists a finite subcover. There exists a finite subcover C1 star containing members of the type F inverse G alpha 1, F inverse G alpha 2, and so on, F inverse G alpha n. So this is a finite subcover of C star, because C star was the open cover of the compact set A. So since it is a finite subcover of the cover of A, that means union of members of this set, this collection, will cover it. So this means your A is a subset of union of F inverse G alpha I, where your I vary from 1 to n, and taking F on both sides, you can have F of A is a subset of F of this, or you can say union of I vary from 1 to n, F of F inverse G alpha I, or you can say subset of union I vary from 1 to n G alpha I. So that means these finite number of members of the collection C, they are covering FA. So this means this collection G alpha 1, G alpha 2, G alpha n, this collection forms a finite subcover of C. Where what was C? C was the open cover of FA, arbitrary open cover of FA. We have taken an arbitrary open cover of FA and we have obtained now a finite subcover of that. And it means that FA is also compact. So what we have proved that continuous image of a compact set is also compact. So in the next video we will have more and more theorems on compact sets. Till then, thank you once again.